Good Friday morning, everyone. Welcome back to Weather with Sim again. I hope you guys are all having a great start to your Friday and as well as a great start to your weekend. And it is January 10th, 2025. And in today's forecast, we are going to be going over a big winter storm that is still currently bringing impacts to parts of the Ohio Valley, Tennessee River valleys, and will eventually move on through the Carolinas even as we get into tomorrow. So make sure you all are continuing to be on high alert out there as this winter storm is going to continue to bring some huge impacts. And then after that, we will be talking about a little bit of a pattern change that will be bringing not only more snow, but also could even bring some more heavy rain and even some severe weather to the deep south as we get past the middle of January and perhaps even into the end of January. So that is going to be something to really keep an eye on as we get into the future. But make sure to click that subscribe button down below as we upload every day, and so that way you can stay informed on this channel. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up as well. Those help out more than you know. And of course, leave any questions, comments, or concerns that you guys have down below. Feel free to leave anything down below, and I'll get to those right after today's weather forecast. But let's first start off by giving you guys a overview on what to expect for the next few days. And even some areas are just going to be seeing snowfall today, especially those areas over there in Oklahoma and Arkansas, which was seeing that snowfall pretty much overnight last night, and it's still even continuing right now. So that is gonna still be something to keep an eye on, as we are gonna continue to see that snowfall across eastern Oklahoma, much of Arkansas, and as well as southern Missouri. But you guys farther to the east, let's say east of the Mississippi River, are going to continue to see that snowfall move on in, which will likely bring some pretty big impacts throughout today and even into tomorrow, as that snowfall is really going to be a pretty big problem for you guys, even down here in northern Alabama, northern Mississippi, northern Georgia, and as well as the Carolinas. So make sure you guys are all being on high alert out there, as this storm is going to continue to push on through. And now here's what that storm looks like as it gets ready to push on through, which will more than likely be right now, as it is getting ready to head right on into the Ohio Valley, and it's even getting ready to push on through parts there of eastern Kentucky and as well as eastern Tennessee. The middle of it, as of right now, looks to be ongoing to Memphis, as you guys are still going to continue to see that very heavy snowfall. So definitely something to continue to watch for, as this is going to continue to push eastward, like I said. And we even got that sleet and freezing rain even continuing across the northern Dixie Valley region, which will likely result in some pretty big impacts, as we could see anywhere from a tenth to a quarter inch, which we will go over in just a little bit. And then after that, that is going to continue to move eastward, bringing impacts to the Carolinas too as well, which you guys are also expected to see some pretty big freezing rain and sleet impacts, and same goes with you guys over there in the eastern Ohio Valley. Now let's go over how much sleet, how much freezing rain, and also how much snowfall you guys can expect with this system as it rolls on through. Starting off with your sleet, this is pretty much going to be for the next 18 hours, which does head as far out as tomorrow morning. And as you guys can see, for the next 18 hours, we will likely see that sleet persist across parts there in northern Mississippi, as we could be seeing anywhere from a half an inch to an inch of sleet. Same goes with northern Alabama, likely to get near an inch of sleet in some areas. We could also be seeing that in northern Tennessee as well, as some areas in northern Tennessee, especially north of Nashville, could definitely be seeing a little bit of that sleet, maybe around a quarter inch. And of course, you guys south of Nashville will also be picking up some pretty good amounts of sleet as well, so make sure to be on high alert there in southern Tennessee. You guys over there in Georgia, especially along and north of Atlanta, you guys will likely be picking up anywhere from about a quarter to an inch of sleet out there as well, so that's definitely going to also cause some issues. And same goes with you guys over there in the Carolinas, especially in the higher elevations. You guys could also pick up some sleet anywhere from a tenth of an inch up to a quarter inch, with some totals possibly even reaching an inch. So we will definitely need to keep an eye on that area very closely. And then if we look at your total snowfall with the rest of this winter storm as it continues to push eastward. And as you guys can see, the latest from the HRRR model does want to show some pretty good amounts of snowfall across Kentucky and as well as western Tennessee, as anywhere from 5 to 6 inches of snowfall does appear likely, with isolated higher amounts up to 7 inches definitely a possibility. And of course, you guys farther to the north, like in Evansville, you guys are likely to see anywhere from 4 to 6 inches of snowfall. And same with you guys over there in Louisville, you guys are likely to see anywhere from 2 to 4 inches, maybe a little bit higher amounts in some areas. And of course, you guys north of the Ohio River, let's say north of Bloomington, you guys are likely to get way less snowfall than these areas far down to the south. But places like Indy, Columbus, and as well as Springfield, Illinois, you guys may still pick up an inch or two as this winter storm continues to move eastward. And then if we finally look at the last thing, which is going to be your freezing rain, and like we said when we were looking at what we could expect with that winter storm as it continues to move eastward, this is going to continue to bring that potential for anywhere from 1/4 of an inch up there to perhaps 1/2 an inch of freezing rain in a few areas, which does look to be on the isolated side of things, but it is going to be a possibility as we even see some of those darker pinks showing up. So make sure you guys are being on high alert if you live in northern Dixie Alley or even parts there of the Carolinas, as we could see over 1/4 inch in some areas, but we will more than likely stay under 1/2 an inch and mainly just around 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch in most areas, including the Florence, Alabama region. And then if we look at your travel impacts after everything that we just looked at, this is going to be your overall travel impact. So we're talking sleet, freezing rain, and snowfall, and with all of those together, that is going to create some very dangerous travel conditions across parts there of Arkansas and as well as western Tennessee, as those areas, like I said, have picked up quite a bit of snowfall already, and you guys will continue to see a little bit of that snowfall as it continues to move eastward. So definitely expect those major to perhaps extreme impacts continuing for the next few hours. And of course, you guys farther to the east over there in the Carolinas and even over there into the northern Dixie Alley region and perhaps the Tennessee River Valley and as well as the lower Ohio Valley, you guys are likely to get some moderate impacts as well, as we do see a little bit of that pulling up there for Louisville and Evansville, just a little bit there, not much, but a little bit of moderate impacts can definitely be expected farther north as well. So make sure you guys are all being on high alert out there, as pretty much this entire region right here is likely going to experience those moderate to major impacts over the next hour or two, and if why not into Saturday as well, as this is definitely going to be a pretty dangerous winter storm as it continues to move eastward. And now, the next thing we're going to be going over is going to be what we could see as we go past the middle of January. And one of our biggest concerns is going to be that risk for heavy snow, heavy rain, and even that potential for high winds and below normal temperatures, which could all result in winter storms as we get past the middle of January, like I said. So if we do look at this is past the middle of January, by the way. This goes anywhere from January 17th all the way to the 21st, where we will likely be seeing that heavy rainfall across the Carolinas, Dixie Alley, and as well as the Tennessee River valleys, which that will be an area to watch for, as we could be seeing that heavy rain. Same with that heavy snowfall as well. We do have a pretty good big purple area to watch for, as places like the New England area, parts there of the western mid-Atlantic, Ohio Valley, Tennessee River valleys, up there into the Great Lakes, Midwest, Central Plains, and even parts there of the Rocky Mountains will all need to keep an eye on this very closely, as we could be seeing heavy snowfall during the same time, anywhere from the 17th all the way to the 21st. The only difference is that all that snowfall that you guys are seeing right there, all that snowfall is going to stay north of this area down there. So it's pretty much going to be rainfall down to the south, heavy snowfall farther to the north, and that's how we're expecting this pattern to set up as we get past the middle of January and as well as into January 23rd. And then if we look at your high winds, we are expecting there to also be some high winds also during the same time frame, which, like I said, could definitely result in some blizzard conditions during the same time, as this is going to be from the 18th all the way to the 21st of January, where we will likely get some high winds during the same time too as well. So make sure you all are being on high alert out there, as we could be seeing even blizzard conditions develop if this were to go true. But we still don't know yet, as this is still very far out, and things could obviously still change a lot, as this is still very uncertain, and it's only a slight chance, so obviously not certain as of right now. But once again, things could definitely develop like this as we get past the middle of January, which we will continue to watch it closely for you. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, as we will keep you guys updated with the latest on this. Now, here's what this pattern could look like as we get past the middle of January, like I said. And this, once again, is going to result in that potential of more winter storms, as we're going to have this huge shot of cold air roll on down, which is just going to continue to bring that cold air. And as it rolls on down, that will likely even mash into this big area of high pressure and warm air over here. And I know that doesn't really sound like it's going to happen, but like I said, we're talking a huge pattern change by the time we get past the middle of January, which we will likely see a little bit warmer air around at times. And like I said, as this cold air surges on in, that's going to collide with that warm air, and that will more than likely result as a winter storm like this, as like I said, that is going to pretty much surge on down like this, and it's going to push that warm air all the way down here, likely resulting in that rain and even that freezing rain in the higher elevation. So we definitely got to watch this very closely, as we could even be seeing some flooding down here due to very heavy rainfall being shown on the GFS model. That snowfall, due to that cold air being able to surge on in, will likely be on the northern side of that system as well by the time we get into Sunday, January 19th, which this is definitely looking like a pretty significant winter storm as it rolls on through. But as of right now, though, things could still change as we are heading over 10 days out. And not only will we be watching that, we will also be watching the potential for even a polar vortex right after that cold air surges on in, which is just going to continue to surge on in, just bringing a lot of cold air on down, which could definitely look more like this, as we could be seeing below normal temperatures across much of this area that I'm circling, with the negatives definitely looking likely across the northern United States, with even those negatives even surging as far down south as the Tennessee River Valley. So definitely something to watch for, as a polar vortex could definitely roll on through later on. Now, the final things we're going to look at is your total snow and also your total rainfall. Now, I know we usually take a look at your total freezing rain, but this time we're going to look at your total rainfall, given the fact that we will be seeing that potential for heavy rainfall as we get past the middle of January. And as you guys can see, we will be tracking once again that potential for a lot of rainfall, especially down here in the Dixie Valley region, where we will likely be staying on the warmer side of things, as warm moist air from the Gulf of Mexico will also surge on in, and that will likely result in a big area of anywhere from 4 to 6 inches of rainfall over there. So that is definitely something to watch for, as very heavy rainfall does appear possible as we get past the middle of January and perhaps even into the end of January. And if we compare that to your snowfall, like I said, all that snowfall is pretty much going to stay north of this big area, and we could definitely be seeing more in the way of those snowstorms rolling on through in the northern side of that system, which is why that slight risk for heavy snowfall is so big, and that's mainly because we also don't know where this storm is going to set up. But from what we know so far, though, it does appear possible, so make sure to be paying attention to this, as we could be seeing more winter storms and of course more shots of cold air in the future. But from what we know so far, things could still change a lot. But it's definitely something to watch for, as this is really going to be a pretty big change as we get past the middle of January. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy today's weather forecast. Once again, make sure to subscribe to the channel, as we do upload every day, and so that way you can stay informed on this channel. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up as well. Those help out more than you know, and of course those are much appreciated. So if you haven't liked the video already, make sure to give it a thumbs up, as we also will keep you guys up to date. And also don't forget to leave any comments, questions, or concerns that you guys have down below. Feel free to leave anything down below, and I'll get to those comments in just a second. And I hope you guys all have a great weekend, and we will see you in the next one. Thank you all so much for watching, and goodbye.